following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
And good morning. You're listening to the Big Dog, WIFO FM in Jesup, 105.5 on your FM dial, Big Dog Country Radio. 1 minute after 8 o'clock here on this Tuesday morning, the 14th day of January. Butch Hubbard here with you along with Bob Morgan. World famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by Nips Car Wash, located on Highway 301 South, just past McDonald's here on the left-hand, side as you go past McDonald's. And also brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply, located on Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jesup. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
You good?
Yep.
You stayed and watched the game all the way to the end last night?
Sure did.
All the way to the end?
I watch all the press conference afterwards. It's only once in a lifetime, it's only once a year. You've got to check it out.
Yeah, once a year, check it out. It's going to be interesting to see what the ratings were for it. It was such a long time period from, from the two playoff games to this one, and then you've had 2 weekends of NFL playoff games, and so it'll be interesting to see if people were still interested in college football for that game. So we'll find out when the ratings come out.
Well, I'm sure the ratings were sky high.
Sky high, huh? Way on up there.
Good matchup. Two good quarterbacks, two undefeated teams.
Right. It was a good matchup, except for the score.
Yeah. It's the way normally those games go. One team just takes over, and LSU took over. Joe Burrow capped off a great year. History shows that Heisman Trophy winners don't normally do well in bowl games, but so much for that theory last night. He had a great game, threw for 364 yards and 5 touchdowns, so had a great night.
Yeah, he did have a great night, and he'll be heading on. As you think he will be selected by Cincinnati in the first pick, right. Do you think?
I think there's no doubt.
No doubt about it. You said he's from that area, is that correct?
Yeah, he was members at Ohio State and transferred to LSU.
Okay.
He lives in Ohio, so.
All right.
So he's a Cincinnati kid, so Cincinnati Bengals, I would think, would be foolish to think about going somewhere else.
Foolish,
They got to have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Why not get the hometown kid, Heisman Trophy winner?
Hometown kid. I mean, the guy's something else. Here it is, LSU just overpowered just about everybody they played this year. And they're not projected to repeat as national champs, according to what you said in sports, that Clemson is because of their quarterback returning.
Right. Plus the recruiting class they had. So, but like I said, they're just projections.
I know they're just projections. They're just projections. I don't know if anybody had LSU projected to win the national championship this year, and especially in the fashion, that they did. I was trying to look at these games because if you take a look at the first playoff game when they trounced Oklahoma, and then they have trounced Clemson. And looking back on the SEC championship game, Georgia lost 37-10. And so we let them score less points. But I was trying to look at their schedules this year to see how they won and what they won by. They've defeated Northwestern State 65-14. But the thing about it is they turned around the next week at Vanderbilt and won 66-38. So apparently they must have had the second and third string team and let Vanderbilt score 38. But then they beat Utah State 42-6, and then Florida 42-28. Florida at least was able to score 28 points against them. Mississippi State 36-13. And the game that was really tight for them, the tight game for the year, really was against Auburn. LSU just won 23-20 against Auburn. And then they defeated Alabama the next week, 46-41. So they go from a 23-20 game to a 46-41 game. Then Ole Miss, they scored 38 points against them. Against Arkansas, they scored 56. Against us, Texas A&M, 50. Dropped down to 37 against Georgia. Then 63 against Oklahoma, and then 42 against Clemson. Now, that is what you call a very good offense, Bob. That's something else.
They had a great year. Like I said, they knocked off everybody. Beat Georgia, beat Alabama, beat Auburn, beat Florida, beat Texas. They just had a great year. So hats off to Ed Ogeron and the LSU Tigers. It was a great year for them. They just continued to roll through the SEC and win the championship last night in dramatic fashion. So now it's all set up for the NFL draft. So
yeah. Now, they'll come out with the final rankings. Have they done that yet?
Another thing they come out today. You know, be interested to see where Georgia, Florida, Alabama all fall. You know, right. Georgia thinks they should be listed 4th, so we'll see. Be interested if they bring Alabama back up. You know, they kind of dissed Alabama, knocked them all the way down to 12th or 13th.
Well, they lost 2 games, right? Regular season games. Didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Or just one regular season game?
LSU.
They lost to LSU, and that was it?
That was it.
Just to LSU. I thought they lost to Auburn. They didn't? I don't know. I thought they lost 2 games. I don't know. I can find out real quick here, Bob.
I just know they beat the daylights out of Michigan in the bowl game. So
yeah, they did.
Pretty darn good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was a pretty good whipping right there, 35-16. That was pretty good. Georgia's second loss was of course in the SEC championship game. Let's see here. Alabama football schedule. Let's see here. They lost 48-45. Lost to Auburn and they lost to LSU. So they lost to 2 teams on the west side over there. So for them getting 4th would be surprising.
They're not getting 4th. I'm just saying they need to come up. They knocked them all the way down to 12th, 13th. They got to be in the top 5.
They'll have a single digit. There's no doubt they'll have a single digit.
Georgia will be ahead of Florida and Alabama. The question is, will Alabama and Florida fall? You know, right. Florida had a good bowl win.
Big bowl win, yeah.
So, it'll be interesting to see where those 3 teams rank when the rankings come out.
Right. Okay.
I'll be shocked if Georgia's not 4th.
Well, let's hope so.
It doesn't matter.
You think they'll still get ahead of Oklahoma, even though Oklahoma made it to the Final Four?
Like they say in Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you're last. So.
Ricky Bobby.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you don't finish first, you're last.
Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree.
So it doesn't matter where Georgia, it wasn't a good year.
Yes, sirree.
Losing to South Carolina still.
Yeah, South Carolina hurt.
They had to show the images of the year, and of course they had to show South Carolina beating Georgia. Blankenship misses the field goal to tie it. So unfortunately, that was one of the major images of still sticks in Georgia's. You just can't figure out how you lose at home 3 touchdown favorite to South Carolina, who won 4 games all year. So
yeah,
just inexcusable. But it's in the rearview mirror. New year.
Yeah.
New quarterback. So we'll see how it all plays out.
It'll be interesting who do you think is going to start. I mean, do we have?
I don't know.
Really no idea this time who's going to be the starting quarterback for Georgia.
I'm sure it'll be an open competition, but they went and got the graduate transfer, Jamie Newman out of Wake Forest. They got Carson Beck, the kid coming out of Jacksonville, Florida, supposed to be the hot shot freshman. Stetson Bennett, the backup quarterback. Juwan Mathis still says he wants to play, but hasn't been medically cleared with that brain surgery. So you got 4 quarterbacks on the roster, and we'll see how it all plays out.
Okay.
Got a tough schedule, though. I believe Alabama's on that schedule, week 3 in Tuscaloosa. So it's always tough to go there and play.
Well, let's see here. AP's come out with their top 20 already. Somebody just texted in, okay? The AP top 25. LSU number 1. Surprise, surprise. All right, Clemson number 2. All right, I can understand that. Number 3. Oklahoma State University. And number 4.
That can't be right.
Oklahoma 4 is Georgia.
Number 3 is Oklahoma State.
Did I say, not Oklahoma State, Oklahoma.
How about Ohio State?
I don't know why I said Oklahoma. Ohio State. Ohio State, yeah. LSU, Clemson, Ohio State, Georgia, 4. And then Oregon, 5. Then here's the ones that you're concerned about here in terms of if they make it into the top 10. We're glad that Georgia made in the top 4. All right, so Clemson. So we got LSU 1, Clemson 2, Ohio State 3, Georgia 4, Oregon 5, and then Florida 6, then Oklahoma 7, then Alabama 8, Penn State 9. See these? I can't hardly read it. They're so small. Penn State 9. Minnesota 10. So that's your top 10 right there. And then Wisconsin, and then Notre Dame 12, and then Baylor 13, Auburn 14, and then Iowa 15. Okay, so we made the top 4 there, Bob. Go Dogs.
Doesn't make me feel any better.
Well, you were hoping we'd get the top 4. Your dreams just came true. And we didn't win the SEC championship. We won big in our bowl game, and we got in the top 4. My God, if you don't win the national championship every year, you're just not satisfied, are you, Bob?
I want to win a national championship. I haven't won one in 40 years. Just saying, we should have been in the playoffs. We should have never lost to South Carolina. I mean, somebody explain that to me.
We would have still lost to LSU.
Explain.
We would still not been. Now, we may have gotten in there with that,
we got
one
by
loss.
LSU.
Yeah, we may have gotten in there with that, just that one loss to
it's
LSU.
LSU's year. You know, like I said, tip your cap to them. They had a great season. You know,
I don't think anybody could have beaten LSU. It was their year. I mean, sometimes you see that happens. I mean, look at, Clemson, the way they walked all over Alabama a couple times in the bowl championship. And sometimes it's just your year. And for LSU, all the stars were aligned.
Just a great,
by you people to win.
Burrow's a great story. Like I said, couldn't make it at Ohio State. Went to Nebraska. They told me he wasn't any good. Went to LSU, wins the Heisman Trophy. It's a great story.
Yeah.
Like I said, don't ever give up on your dreams. Don't ever give up on your goals. Don't let people tell you you're not good enough. Kid got told he wasn't good enough and found a home and wins a national championship. It's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft, make millions of dollars. So it was an interesting story last night. He's also, helped out his community. He mentioned his hometown, which is, an area where there's a lot of poverty and all that. And somebody put it online to, send money to the food bank, and they've got over $3 million sent to the food bank in that town. So he's also helped out that community. So that was a good story last night that showed on ESPN. So like I said, he has that platform now. He's able to help his own community. So he just mentioned it in the Heisman Trophy speech, and somebody posted online, and everybody started sending in checks and money, and $3 billion raised for that food bank in his hometown of Ohio. So it's a great story.
The news article here from Yahoo Sports saying the fact that this was the best season. The headline is, Joe Burrow authored the best season in college football history. That he completed the best singular season in the 150 year of college football by annihilating number 1 Clemson 42-25 to secure LSU's undefeated national title season. Burrow's 2019 campaign is the GOAT of the season's sustained brilliance that all others will be measured by.
Tim Tebow mentioned that in the pregame show. He said, if they cap off this national championship scene, it'd be the greatest single season from any quarterback in the history of the game. So, like I said, he beat all the good teams. He beat them all. He beat Alabama, beat Georgia, beat Florida, beat Auburn,
and
beat Texas,
and won the Heisman,
and won it all. So, just a great story. And he seems to do well. And he throws a great ball, picks up the blitz really well. That was the thing. Clemson tried to blitz him, but every time they blitz, he just ate them apart. So, he definitely knows how to read defenses. So, he should have a good NFL career.
It's going to be interesting how he does in the NFL. I mean, you're talking about beating teams like Georgia and Clemson and Alabama, Auburn, and teams like that. And then, of course, beating Ohio State, just stomping on them.
He should do well, but the problem is he's number 1 pick. That means he's going to the worst team in the NFL. So you got to get some weapons around him, help him out. Can't do it by himself.
The ownership has the common sense to do that.
It's a good start. I said he should do well. They can keep him upright.
Yeah. Well, he's going to find out things are a lot faster in the NFL. I was listening to a quarterback
Troy Aikman.
the other day.
Troy Aikman went to Dallas, won 1 game his first year. Got beat up, but then they got people around him. Jimmy Johnson got all those draft picks and got him, Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith and all those, and they won 3 Super Bowls.
There'd be no telling what happened if Jimmy and Jerry could have gotten along and Jimmy would have stayed there for several more years. They'd have probably had heaven knows how many Super Bowls.
Probably would have won 5 in a row. That's what Emmitt and Troy Aikman say. If they would have left Jimmy Johnson in place, they would have won several more. So.
And what's Jerry done since then? Nothing. Here it is. Everybody's all concerned about the Cowboys. They're still the most high-priced franchise out there. The most, if someone wanted to buy it, they'd have to pay the most for it than any other sports franchise out there. And they had one diddly squat since then.
I won't say he's done nothing. He built that big old stadium.
Well, yeah, he built the stadium. Let's put it that way.
He's still making millions of dollars.
But if it was about making money, yes, he's done well. He's done well. But in winning championships, of winning just about anything, he hasn't. Right. So if his goal has been to make money, the man has done a fantastic job. If it's about winning Super Bowls, since Jimmy's left, and even championships, he ain't done it.
He just likes being the center of attention. He does that real well. So
yes, he does, but he's not winning anything.
He's got so much money, he probably doesn't care.
Well, I don't know. It looks like he cares.
He wants to.
He acts like he cares.
He just won't take anybody's advice. Everybody's told him if he wants to win, he needs to put somebody in charge and know something about football.
Just stay back and stay out of the way. He's already proven to everybody in the world, and for 20-something years now, that he doesn't know how to coach. He don't know how to player select.
He's not the only owner like that. Washington's like that. There's several owners like that. They just can't stay out of the way. They got to be involved. You have to be the person in charge. So it's all about ego.
Okay. Ego.
He's got a big one.
Well, there's no doubt about it. He's got a big ego.
He's got millions of dollars.
Yeah, he's got a lot of money. No doubt about that.
It's a nice stadium out there. If you ever get a chance to go out there, it's one of the nicest stadiums you'll ever see.
Now, speaking of Super Bowl stadiums, are you going to Miami?
No, I'm going to pass.
I thought you were going since it's back around us again.
I'm going to pass and go to Tampa next year. I said, I don't care anybody going. I said, my team's not in it, so I'm not excited about the teams left in the playoffs.
You're not excited?
No.
All right. Do you have a sentimental favorite like
I'm pulling for Kansas City.
You're pulling for
because like I said, Andy Reid, I'm pulling for him to win a Super Bowl.
But wouldn't it be something that Green Bay and Kansas City got into the Super Bowl? Yeah. I mean, you're going back to the roots from the first year. Back in '67, I mean.
Plus, if Green Bay and Kansas City played, you'll see two of the better quarterbacks go at it, Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. But San Francisco is going to be a tough out Sunday at home. They got that strong defense. But Kansas City should win at home, should get to the Super Bowl. Hopefully they'll win it. But
they look like they're going to win this past weekend. And then they come roaring back.
Scored 51. Patrick Mahomes just, interviewed him down there when he was in Jacksonville. Just a great kid, just a good guy. I like him. Pulling for him and Andy Reid. But like I said, Andy Reid goes all the way to Philadelphia when Philadelphia played New England in the Super Bowl down in Jacksonville. I said I covered the Eagles for a station in Philadelphia all week long. Was around Andy Reid for a whole week and just really like him. Good guy. Hasn't won a Super Bowl, so I'm pulling for him to win a Super Bowl. It'd be nice to see him win one. Mm-hmm. He's got a talented team to do it.
Yeah. We got a thank you card here from Fairhaven saying, Butch and Bob, we want to thank you for all the support you have shown to Fairhaven by allowing us to share information on the radio. And this is from Kristen Hughes, the marketing coordinator for Fairhaven. And so, glad to help out anytime we can. Kristen? Yeah, very much.
Yeah. Super Bowl Saturday, that's what I'm looking forward to. Hoping they can win $10,000. Again, tickets still available. Go by and see Katie at the bank. Tickets are going well. So
for what now?
Super Bowl Saturday, the $10,000 draw.
The $10,000 drawing the touchdown club's doing? Okay. Yeah. Tickets still available?
Tickets still available.
Prime
They're going quick,
Bank.
so make sure you get yours. But it should be a fun night. And again, having a live band, a lot of auction items. Just a fun event at the country club. I think they're going to start the drawing at 6, so going to do a little bit earlier this year. Going to have a band starting at 8. So great entertainment, great time, chance to win $10,000. So make sure you get a ticket. Better odds in the lottery.
Yeah, well, not only $10,000, but the very first person gets double their money back. They get $200, and then ever so often, like the 100th one, the 150th, they get money, and then there's the other prizes to win, and then there toward the end, you have the opportunity of saying, all right, us 5, us 4, us 3, us 2, we'll split it based on if everybody wants to do that.
It's a fun event. Always fun. Like I said, you got a chance. Never win, but
you've never won.
Chances there.
Have you won anything, Bob, in all these years?
I think I won a T-shirt one year.
A T-shirt one year. Way to go, Bob.
I won a door prize, a T-shirt.
Okay, and
that's it.
Tickets are available at Prime South Bank. Katie down there, $100 each, but you get the great meal, you get the ticket, chances to win $10,000. The band's playing, good fellowship, get to watch Super Bowl. Well, not the Super Bowl, the night before the Super Bowl. Right. You get to enjoy the festivities the night before the Super Bowl.
It's just a good way to kick off the Super Bowl weekend. I said, looking forward to it. February 1st, Super Bowl is February 2nd. So still weeks away, but we'll get both championship games this Sunday. So said Kansas City should win, but that doesn't mean they will win. But the Green Bay San Francisco game should be a very interesting game.
Oh, yeah.
Said.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback, but Jimmy Garoppolo, I kind of like to see San Francisco get there because, Bill Belichick's still fuming because deep down he wanted to keep Jimmy Garoppolo. But Robert Kraft says
Green Bay,
we're trading him.
Green Bay all the way.
Green Bay all the way?
Green Bay all the way.
I don't think so. I think San Francisco at home with that defense is...
Well, I'm just saying, I'm not saying that they are, but that's my sentimental favorite there is Green Bay all the way. I want Green Bay to go to the Super Bowl, and I want them to win. Yeah. I'm sentimental about it.
I want Kansas City to win. I'm pulling for Andy Reid and the Chiefs.
Yeah. Became a Green Bay,
had the Chiefs and the Saints, but the Saints got knocked out early.
Yes, they did get knocked out early.
So I got one team left.
I got, way back in high school, I was encouraged by one of my English teachers to read the book Instant Replay by Jerry Kramer. It was an offensive guard for Green Bay for their first 2 Super Bowls, and read that book. And of course, the physical tribulations they have to go through being a player for Vince Lombardi, and he kept that diary for that entire season. And there were some days he just came in and said, "I'm tired. I'm going to bed." That was basically all the entry was for that day. And it was very interesting reading. And so, you fell in love with Green Bay back in, high school and college and so forth. And so I've always wanted them to win. They haven't been an emotional favorite for me, like Atlanta Falcons or Jacksonville Jaguars. But of these 4 that's left, it's Green Bay all the way. Yeah. That's who I'm hoping for. Now, I know they're going to have a very tough time. They're going to have to play basically a perfect game, and Rodgers is going to have to be on the money for them to be able to win against that tough 49er defense.
He's fun to watch. He's a great quarterback. No doubt about it. But I just think San Francisco's defense is pretty strong when they're at home. So Jimmy Garoppolo's not bad. So
nope, not bad at all.
Maybe interested. But Kansas City, Green Bay be a fun Super Bowl.
Yeah, that would be a throwback there, man. Pull out all them old NFL films from way back in the late 60s.
Yep.
Norm, the head coach for Kansas City back there. Norm, what was his last name?
Hank Stram was.
Hank, not Norm. Hank Stram. Yeah. I don't know who I was thinking. Norm. There was some coach from way back then was Norm.
Norm Van Brocklin.
That's it. Keeping me straight here, Bob. I appreciate it. But Hank, yeah. He was colorful on the sidelines.
Yep.
Very colorful on the sidelines, Hank was. Yeah. But, you had that red and the white, and you had the green and the gold. And, yeah, it was, it's amazing how where the Super Bowl, how it started and where it is now, where it's a national phenomenon. Back then it was just another extra game, basically, between the two leagues.
I can't remember who came up with the word. Somebody came up with it.
I think it was a sports writer.
Somebody came up with it.
Yeah, I think it was a sports writer.
So they called it a Super Bowl, and it's stuck ever since.
Yeah.
So, but down in Miami, J-Lo, the entertainment.
J-Lo, huh? Gonna be strutting her stuff across the stage there, huh? She got no Oscar nods, Bob.
Yeah, she didn't.
She didn't. No, she
got a ring. Her and A-Rod got hitched. So.
Oh, they did? Yeah. They got all hitched up?
Yeah.
J-Lo's hitched again, huh? How long is this going to last? 3 years?
A year.
A year?
Yeah.
I'll give it 3 years, Bob.
I give it a year.
All right. I'll give it 3 years.
She needs to kick A-Rod to the curb.
Well, maybe he's not on the juice anymore, and he's not, as volatile as he used to be.
Yeah, whatever.
Allegedly. I didn't say that was true. I just said allegedly. Allegedly. I'm not sure if that's true or not.
He was on the juice. He admitted he was on the juice.
You know what the juice does to people's personalities.
He admitted he was a steroid junkie. So
yeah, okay.
But he's reformed himself. He's got a nice gig on TV, married to J-Lo. He's living life.
He's living the life, huh? Okay, well, somebody just text in. I can always text us at our regular business line, 912-427-3711. Someone just text in and says, hey, Bob, what you think about UGA's new quarterback? We ain't got one.
Be interesting. I said, Kirby knows what he's doing. So, he felt he needed an experienced quarterback, so we'll see how it all plays out. But, yeah, I don't think they can just hand him the keys to the car. I think it'll be a competition.
Heck, we didn't think Fromm was going to be starting his freshman year, but he did. Gave us 3 good years, and now moving on to the pros. How high do you think he'll go in the draft?
I think he'll go in the first round.
You think he'll go in the first round?
I think he'll go late first round.
That means he'll get picked up maybe by a winning team then?
Yeah, get picked in. Like I said, we'll hold a clipboard for Brady or one of those star quarterbacks.
They hold clipboards anymore, Bob?
Yeah, that's the best. It's the best gig.
The best gig, get paid those millions and hold a clipboard, huh?
You get paid $2.5 million, sit on the sideline, never get hit.
You're always the favorite player on the team, the backup quarterback, Always the favorite team guy.
The best position on the team.
Yeah, you get paid that money, and the starting quarterback starts going bad. Put in Jake, And of course, they won't take out Tom.
It's a good spot to be, backup quarterback. A lot of these quarterbacks, never saw the field but made millions of dollars,
Well, the way these quarterbacks go down today like flies, you can almost guarantee the backup's going to get playing time. Still got all these rules and regulations out there about not hitting the quarterback, and they still go down like flies. And people say, well, why do they get hurt so much? Well, what do they always say? Bigger, faster, stronger. When these guys get hit today by a 300-pound lineman that can run a 4-point-something 40, that's a lot, getting hit a lot harder than it was back in the 60s and 70s and even 80s. You're getting hit by people who are bigger, faster, stronger, and so, you're going to see a lot more injuries out there. The body can only take so much. And so they do have all these rules and regulations to protect the quarterback, but even with those, they're still going down because these guys are so big and so fast and so strong when they hit them.
Quarterback's a much needed position in the NFL, so I'm pretty sure Jake Fromm would go late first round. That's what they're projecting to go. That's why he's out.
Well, you can't win hardly anything without a great quarterback these days. It's quarterback driven. It always has been, but especially now, really quarterback driven. You got to have that. They got to have that ace out there to be able to win.
It'll be interesting how he does at the combine. Like I said, that's always the thing. Whether or not they're saying his arm strength's the big question mark. As far as intelligent-wise, size-wise, everything's fine, but their question is arm strength. So
okay, his arm strength.
See how it plays out. But
okay,
he's set to make millions.
Millions.
Smart move on his part.
Yeah. Well, he probably started feeling a little bit. He didn't have as great a year this year as he did his sophomore year, so.
Wish him well.
Yeah, we do wish him well. We thank him for the good 3 years that he gave Georgia, and we hope he makes millions and has a great NFL career.
He looked good in black and gold. So
you want to go to Pittsburgh, huh? Base Taylor.
I need somebody better than what I got back up. Big Ben.
Nobody's really good that's backing up Big Ben.
I said Big Ben's coming back, hopefully. Hopefully he's healthy. He's supposed to find out a couple of weeks what his health situation is, but he says he's coming back, so I need him back for at least 2-3 more years.
Okay.
Got to make a run here. Got a good defense finally, so get him on the offense and get the ball to Juju and ready to roll.
Rock and roll. Okay. You got any meetings you're covering this week?
Got the school board meeting today.
School board meeting today. They deciding anything?
Facilities update. Got to find out where we're standing on James E. Bacon and also the new track. So, plus, I got a revised school calendar, which is interesting because they already approved the school calendar, so I don't know what the revised is, but find out
See
today.
what that is? Okay. I know when Coach Cribb was in here the other day, he had mentioned they have moved the location of the track from, if you're looking at the practice field, from toward the woods down there, up the hill there, so it'd be right across the street from the school, which means they won't have to put in as much dirt to build the track up. And it'll be interesting to see what they say tonight about, when they think they're going to get started and the surface and the facilities and all that kind of good stuff, if they've already made those decisions yet.
Find out today. Should get an update.
Okay. All right. Anything else this morning, Rob? Anything at all? Well, we'll have a
to LSU. I know my sister's happy. She's a big LSU a graduate, so she's ecstatic. So
yeah. Okay.
Got one person in the family happy.
One person happy in the family. Your sister, right?
That's it.
One of your sisters graduated from LSU.
Yeah. Okay. She's rubbing it into her husband's
Where does she
Gator,
live?
rubbing it into me. She's in Virginia.
Virginia. Okay, she's the one in Virginia.
Yeah.
With the son that's the Florida fan.
Yep.
Okay.
She's rubbed into him, too.
She's rubbing it in. Well, it's all in the family. Hey, when they beat us, we say go LSU. Want to keep it in the SEC.
They got bragging rights for the year.
They
LSU
sure do.
Tigers national champs.
All right, Bob. Have a good day. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by Nips Car Wash, located on Highway 301 South, just past McDonald's on the left-hand side, and by Murphy Builder Supply, located in downtown Jesup on Northeast Broad Street, right down from the Big Red Caboose.
World famous Butch and Bob Show.